Hello students. In today's class we are discussing about measure of dispersion, and other the concept is quartile deviation. Okay. So here we are understanding what is quartile deviation is. See, quartile deviation means, so it gives the average amount by which two quartile differs from the median. So in the asymmetric distribution. So here the two quartile is Q1 and Q3 are equidistant from the median. So median minus Q1 is equal to Q3 minus median. As such, the difference can be taken as a measure of dispersion. See here, it is based on the upper quartile. Okay. So and the lower quartile. See, upper quartile is Q3 and the lower quartile is Q1. So the difference between third quartile and the first quartile is called interquartile range. Okay, the difference between the first and the third and the first is termed as the interquartile range. See, the difference third quartile and the first quartile divided by 2 is called semi-interquartile range. If it is divisible by 2, it is called semi-interquartile range or a quartile deviation. So quartile deviation means if the third quartile and the first quartile is divisible by 2, so such range is termed as a quartile deviation. Okay, so this is about the meaning. So quartile deviation is, it will going to give average amount by which two quartiles differ from the median. Okay, so keep this formula in mind. We are using this formula to calculate the quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Okay, there are a certain set of merits with respect to quartile deviation. So look at that. It is easy to understand and calculate. It is better than range because it is not affected by extreme values. Okay, so here it is not affected by the extreme values, so that's why it is compared to range, this one is better. So it is better than range because where the later depends on only two values of the distribution. So here it is depending on only two, that is highest and the lowest value. It uses 50% of the data, and it can be computed even for a frequency distribution having open-ended classes. See, keep this point in mind. When it comes to range, we can't able to calculate the range for open-ended classes, but it is possible for a quartile deviation to calculate compute a frequency distribution having open-ended classes also. So that is one major advantages with respect to quartile deviation. Then we have a set of demerits also. See, the most important demerit of quartile is that it is based only 50% of the values. That means it is only considering the 50% value, therefore 50% of the values are completely ignored. So as it is focusing on only the 50%, the remaining 50% obviously ignored. Then it is not amenable to further mathematical treatment, so it is not leading to any further mathematical treatments. So it is affected considerably by fluctuation of sampling. Okay, so it is in fact not a measure of dispersion, as it really does not show the scatter around the average, but rather a distance on a scale. So that is, quartile deviation is not itself measured from an average, but it is a positional average. Okay, so it is a positional average. That is one drawback of quartile deviation. So here also how we used to calculate the coefficient of range, we'll also calculate the coefficient of quartile deviation. That is, the relative measure of quartile deviation is known as coefficient of quartile deviation. Okay, so this is the formula we're going to use to calculate the coefficient of quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Okay, then see, quartiles are the positional value which divides the distribution into 4 equal parts. Okay, so what are that 4 equal parts? We'll see. See, the first quartile is known as lower quartile, denoted by Q1, that is 1/4 value of the series. So Q1 is the 1/4 value of the series. The second quartile is denoted by Q2, that is half the value of the series. It is called median. And the third quartile is the Q3, that is upper quartile. It is the 3/4 the value of the series. Okay, first one is Q1, the second quartile is Q2, third one is Q3. Okay, so dividing the distribution into 4 equal parts. Okay, so there is a formula to calculate the quartile deviation under individual series. So Q1 is equal to the size of n plus 1 by 4th item, and Q3 is equal to 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. Okay, so this is the formula we're going to use to calculate the quartile deviation under individual series. This formula is for individual series. Okay, we'll take up the next concept, that is merits and demerits of quartile deviation. See, it can be easily calculated and simple to understand. It does not involve much mathematical difficulties. Okay, so it is not affected by extreme terms of values. So it is not affected by extreme terms. Okay, so these are all the three advantages. Then demerits. See, as Q1 and Q3 are both positional measure, hence are not capable of further algebraic treatment. This is one drawback. And calculations are much more, but the result obtained is not much important. So your calculation is more, but the result is not as important. So it is too much affected by fluctuation of samples. See, here quartile deviation is much affected by the fluctuations of sample. If the values are irregular, the result is affected badly. So if it is calculated based on irregular values, then the result we cannot rely upon. It will going to definitely affect badly, and it does not show the scatterness around any averages. So these are all the demerits of the quartile deviation. See, we'll take up the next one. The next important concept is the calculation of quartile deviation under individual series. So here I am taking one example sum for calculation of quartile deviation and its coefficient from them. Okay, so here they have given the values of certain set of data. See, for calculating quartile deviation, what we have to do is we have to arrange the data in a ascending order. Okay, so here the first step is, step 1 is arranging data in ascending order. So this is the first step. We have to arrange the data in ascending order. Okay, so after arrangement we have to do the calculation. Please keep that in note. So make a note of it. The data should be in the data should be arranged. Okay, so here they have given the set of series. We have to arrange it in ascending order. So the least value is 20, then second one is 22, then it is 24, I have 25, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. Okay, you can count this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. See how many n terms we have here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait a minute. Yes, so here we have to see, you can count it orally. 20 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I am giving the number here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here n is 9. That is number of observation, what we will call it as. Okay, so we have to find the Q1 and Q3 to find out quartile deviation. So Q1 is equal to size of n plus 1 by 4th item, right? So n is 9 plus 1 divided by 4 you will get 10 by 4. Okay, 10 by 4 is equal to, so 2.5th item. Okay, see 2.5th item. How to take this 2.5th item? See, for this there is a calculation. How we have to take it actually is, so this part I am writing here. See, it should be second item plus fifth item, as we have 0.5 in the bracket. We got the second item, right? See, here it is always be like you have to subtract the greater value, that is the value next to this. See, we got second item, sorry, it's 2.5, so we are considering second item plus 0.5 we got, so take the fifth item also. And here we have to do one more step, that is, as it is the 2, the next term is third, minus 2. Okay, so that means we are subtracting the third item by the second item. Okay, so this is the step. So that is equal to, you will get, so 22, this is 0.5. Okay, I'll do it. So I'll just rub it. So we got 2.5, right? So as we got 2.5 the size, so I'll just do it here only directly. So you'll get 10 by 4. 10 by 4 means you will get 2.5. Okay, 2.5 fifth item. So this we are writing like second item, as it is 0.5 means, plus 0.5 into third item. See, the number what we got next to that minus by the number what we have got, that is second item. Okay, so second item is 22 plus 0.5. Okay, so third item is 24 minus 22. So how much you will get? 24 minus 22 is 2. So that is 22 plus 0.5 into 2. It will be 1. So your answer is 23. So 23 is Q1. Q1 is 23. So next we have to calculate Q3. See, Q3 is equal to, you know, the size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item, right? So here, so 3 into 9 plus 1 by 4th. Okay, wait a minute. So the formula is 3 into 9 plus 1 by 4. Okay, so you will get, see, 10 into 3 is 30. I am writing it directly. So 30 by 4, you will get, sorry, see, you have to keep it as it is, the 10, don't multiply with 3. Okay, so it 10 by 4 is 2.5. So 3 into 2.5th item. So that will become 7.5. Right? 7.5th item. 7.5th item means it is nothing but 7th item plus 0.5. Okay. So next term after 7 we have to take 8 minus 7. So which is the 7th item? 7th item is 30 and 8th item is 32. Right? So it will be 30 plus 0.5, 32 minus 30. So you will get, I am writing the answer directly, 30 plus 0.5 into 2, it is 1. So here also the Q3 value is equal to 31. Okay. See, Q1 value we got it as 23. Q3 value is 31. So we got Q1 and Q3 value. Next what we have to do is, okay, I'm deleting it. So the next step is substituting these values in the formula. Okay. So we'll write it here, the values of Q1 and Q3. So you have to work all this, okay. So Q1 is equal to how much we got? 23, and Q3 we got it as 31. And you know the formula for quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So it is 31 minus 23 by 2. You will get 8 by 2, that is equal to 4. So quartile deviation is 4. Okay. Same way we have to calculate coefficient of quartile deviation. Okay, the formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So Q3 is 31, Q1 is 23. So 31 plus 23. So here you will get 8 by 54. So the answer is 0.148. Okay. So this is how you have to calculate the quartile deviation under individual series. Okay, first you have to calculate the values of, before calculating value, what you have to do is, the first and foremost step is you have to arrange the data in ascending order. Then you have to consider the number of terms given in the series. So in this sum we got the number of term as 9. Then after that you have to calculate Q1. The formula is size of n plus 1 by 4th item. Then find out the value of Q3. After finding value of Q1 and Q3, substitute that values in the formula, that is for quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. Okay, so you will get the answer. So very simple, there is no much calculation. The thing is, you should keep in mind, you have to arrange the data in ascending order, okay, for calculating quartile deviation. Okay, thank you.